found the article on Twitter and read it on the plane after getting 3 hours of sleep and then heading off to a business trip. It's not the simple burnout itself, I don't know what it is.
So we're gonna shoot. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel where I do a lot of Spider-Man stuff for some reason, and we have reviewed these web shooters that you can get off Etsy. Web shoot. We've reviewed the RPC Studio suit, which is sitting over there. And we've also reviewed Cavern Creations mechanical moving lenses, which is up there. Like I'm looking at something, and then go back to normal. If you want to see any of those, click in probably related videos or go through my videos. You can actually find them, or I'll put them as links at the end. But for today, what we're going to review is these Spider-Man Homecoming web shooters, which are gas cartridge based, which look like this. You can probably buy them at your local lighter store, lighter dealer on the corner of the street. Hey, you want to buy some lighters? Stop charging me. I need YouTube money. So without further ado, we're gonna go through and talk about how to use these and how to make them. So this is the web shooter here. This is how it comes. It comes with one web cartridge for each hand. It comes as a set of two. I have the 3D model for it as well if you guys want to print it instead of buying it on Etsy. But you will have to go out and get your own straps as well to add to it. And then this here you can actually make quite easily. It's pretty much, as you can see, just a lighter fluid thing. Whoop, there's still a bit of liquid in there. And I'll pretty much show you how to make it. It's quite straightforward. And how this works, so it's got a hole here where that will go. That's where the webs will come out of. And then this here actually presses it down on that. So once we put it in, it's pretty much just pressing down on the lighter. And you could easily turn this into a flamethrower if you wanted to. Maybe for like an Avatar cosplay or something, The Last Airbender. And then I'll just put this on, just so you can see it. So that's how it looks when it's on. You squeeze it. It's pretty cool. And I like how it's styled after the Homecoming web shooters. So it will actually manage to suit the rest of my costume. Now I'm going to show you how to make one of these and also refill it, as that was the thing that confused me the most, took me a lot of time. So pretty much you can take this part out here. So take out the switch, we want to put a little bit of pressure in between where the lever sits. See where the circles are? We can pull that out, try not to damage it because that's a very important piece. And then from here, to undo it we go that way, this way, and to do it tighter we go that way, alright? So let's undo this. Take that out. Now you'll notice this will happen a lot. So to explain how this works, pretty much anytime that little metal piece there goes up, the little knob shaped piece of metal comes up, that's where the bottom part, where the seal is, will release the pressure, and then that there will shoot out. So from the bottom, that bit of black piece there is pushing pressure back into the rest of this cartridge, and it won't come out. But once you pull that up with the trigger, so this is pretty much a lever that acts as a pulling mechanism in there, once you pull it up, that comes up. So I'll show you that. See that black piece there? See how it's coming up? And that's how standard lighter works. What's different between this and a normal lighter is that normally in there, it's not a straw. So this straw piece you can get from maybe a can of WD-40, and then you can cut it to size and put it in there. Normally it looks like a straw, but it's a solid, so it can pick up the gas and then shoot it out. But now we've replaced it with a straw, so then the liquid can shoot out instead. What you'll also need is a syringe, and surprisingly it took me a long time to find a syringe that actually would fit into this. So there's a seal that holds this piece up also. See how it's shriveled down? When you put it in, you'll have trouble getting the lever to sit under there if it's down like this. So what we're going to do is get the syringe nozzle piece and grab that piece out that holds it down, holds it up even. So you can see it coming out now. Just gonna take that out. So that is going to be pretty important because that sits onto here, and then which push in hard. Now that's sitting properly. So it's automatically already up, and then you can actually pull it even higher, but we're not going to do that because I don't want to shoot it out. I'll leave that there. Okay, so that's everything out. To refill it, well, before we refill it, I'm going to show you how to do it from a brand new lighter piece. So I actually bought this online for like 30 bucks because I knew I was going to lose pieces and break pieces, and so far I've broken and reused 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's just learning how to do it. So I'll grab a blue lighter so then we don't confuse them. And how to turn this into one of these, you just take off the metal part around the side. Should be quite easily done if you bought a really cheap one, which I did. Take that out. Next we want to take out the flint. So what we're going to do is do the same thing. We're going to apply a little bit of pressure in here and grab that circle bit out. That's the flint. That's the part that makes the fire. Now we're safe. Now we're as safe as we can be. Now there's going to be no flames involved. We're going to take the spring out, and then just like before, we're going to apply a bit of pressure here and take the nozzle out. It's going to shoot a little bit while you're taking it out. Don't worry about it. So that's it now. So now we've got this, which is quite familiar to that already. I'm going to take this piece out, which is a regulator for how much gas is going to come out. We're not going to need that. And then from here, what I would suggest is go that way, this way, to release more gas, that way. And then go maybe about halfway before you feel like it's going to pop. Because if it pops, it's going to spray everywhere. So now I'm going to aim it this way. Actually, I'll do a container because this fluid is going to be flammable. And I'm sitting near my computer. So we're going to put everything away kind of neatly. And then we're going to go halfway. Got this container here. What I'm actually going to do is grab that piece. Straight, you're not going to want to see this. Alright, let's make you safe. And then we're going to put it upside down so we have a bit more control. And get in between the knob there with this clip. And then from here, aim directly into your either canister or sink or something like that, anything that's safe. I'm going to shoot straight into it. It's going to get really cold. And as you can see, the liquid here is going to come out. We want to aim it all in there. I'm just going to keep shooting in here. I'm going to be careful with this fluid because it's very flammable. And try not to get it on your hands because it's just quite cold. Sorry, my cat is getting spooked by the sound. And as you can see, fluid's almost empty now. Once it becomes empty, we're going to wash this out. And what we can do now, take this out, remove this for now. Then continue taking this out. We want to take it out first because we don't want it to pop in our hands, because it's gonna get real cold. Might even hurt. So now that that's out, either what I did was I used these as spare pieces, but if you're going from scratch, what you want to do, get that syringe, take all this out. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is a solid, not a straw. So it's very good for gases, but not good for liquids. So it's about roughly the same size as a straw on a WD-40 container. So buy one of those and then cut it to the same size. And then we want to put it into that. But for this day's sake, we don't want this either. This is going to stop the liquid from coming through because it's made for a gas. So we're going to throw that, put a straw through that, and then we're going to put it back in, and then now we're pretty much at the same stage as this one. So, also you can take that off if you want. So, I'm going to continue this video with this now. So, where are we at? So if we're starting the video with this piece, we have this and this currently. With this syringe that you bought online, probably, most likely, because for some reason no one wants to sell you a syringe in real life, we're gonna fill up a container with water. So see that? That's the container full of water. Next, what we're gonna do is get some sort of detergent-based soap, something that will bubble up. Today I've chosen Old Spice Men Head and Shoulders. What we're going to do is just do a really light drop in there. We want this for the consistency and for the color. So just a light drop. If you put too much, you'll do what I did and it'll explode in your hand. I'm going to stir it with a fork. Stirring it with a fork because it's much easier to break the pieces up with a fork. And now that the water's slightly more white and cloudy, what we're going to do is get this syringe, push all the way in, go in, and pull up a little bit. Now, see this little entryway here? I'll put the syringe in there. If you got a really long syringe like me, you can reach the bottom. If you don't, you can sort of get halfway, it doesn't even matter. So what we're going to do is push that in. Now if you've played with this a lot, you're going to get a lot of pressure built up in there already, so it's going to push it back out. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the needle in here, syringe I mean, and I'm going to try and absorb as much of that pressure out as possible. And then shoot it back in here. So it stops pushing out my liquid. It's like a bike pump. If you've ever pumped up a bike, what happens is if you don't take it out fast enough, the air pressure will just jump back out. And anything that has filled up, what you want to do is put it down to the bottom part of the cartridge so it doesn't have access back to the straw. So see how it was on this side? You want to put it back on that side. So we're going to go down like that. Now that we've got the web liquid in here, let's see, we kind of want to get 1 and a little bit ratio, so then the rest of it can be gas, and then that way when we shoot it, the gas pressure will come out. So what we're going to do is absorb a little bit out, So then we have more gas in there, just to make it a bit stronger. There we go. So we've got now one side and a little bit. Here's the tricky part, and I'm gonna leave this really aesthetic wet desk for a second because I don't want to wet my computer. We're gonna be playing with butane gas, which you can get at your local hardware store. Looks something like that. We've got 1.5 bit. What we're gonna do is this part here with the seal, we're gonna put it into the part where the nozzle is, and we're gonna turn it the opposite way we've been turning, which is now that way. We don't want to turn it all the way because that will stop the pressure from being strong. So it gets about halfway. Can't really tell you how much halfway is because there's no indicator or anything. So what we're going to do is see this. Our aim here, this is going to be a little bit tricky. See that U part there? We want to fit it underneath that knob piece there at the same time of fitting these lever pieces into those holes. So what I normally do, go halfway diagonal like that, push it in, and now we've got it. See that? And now that's all working. This is the trickiest bit that took me a long time to figure out. What we're going to do, take that, turn it upside down, we're going to hold this down, and we're going to fit the knob piece inside here and push it while looking at the liquid. Sometimes if you're not holding it right, it won't go through, it will just become cold up here. So we want to watch this go up, and it should shoot up pretty quick. If it doesn't shoot up, just restart and do again. So hold that down. Okay, and to sort of let go of the lever, that will keep the gas in. So don't hold it down the whole time, alright? Once the liquid comes up here, you want to let go. So that's what happens when you hold it down. Alright, so again, put it in, and then press down at the same time. Okay, so I filled it good enough for this video. What we're going to do is actually shake it up a bit, so then the soap and the gas and the water mix together, because otherwise just the gas will come out. If you look on the couch where it's shot out, it's already sort of shot out a little bit of web. So we're going to go back to this. Now that's shaken up, see if you look at the knob, I mean the exit, there's already a bit of web there because it shot out by itself. Now what we're going to do is with the web shooter, we're going to turn this up so it doesn't press down by accident. That's happened to me a lot of times. So just put that in now, real quick, click it in. If you do it real slow, it might press onto the thing and then you're going to have a big mess. So now what we're going to do, strap this on, and now we have a web shooter that's loaded. And this load will maybe last you maybe 2 shots, 3 shots. So maybe if you want to do that packet thing that I did, and then you can have a few to spare in case of an emergency. So let's try this. Keep your fingers out of the way. So we're gonna shoot. So I only filled my web cartridge about halfway, so you'll be able to get double the amount of that came out. So let's have a look at this now. Empty. Let's look at the couch. It has a bit of web there. It's a bit of fun. And that's it, guys. So now you know how to work these. I don't know, maybe you could even just wear them down the street and then like hide them, you know, like that. Hide them under your sleeves, and then when your local robber or your local bully comes up to you, you know, comes up to the locker room and he puts you in the locker or something, and then you're like, not today, bro. Yeah. And have a very clean face, and then you get out of there in all the confusion, and then it'll think twice about pushing you into lockers because he doesn't want that clean face. He needs that rough and rugged look. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. We're gonna come back with other things. The next video will probably be about Detective Pikachu over there, and then something about that Rocket Raccoon. So keep an eye out, and I'll see you next time.